Hey there, thanks for watching. I'm Christiana and this is A Well-Behaved Wallet. Today I'm coming at you with a plan with me video because I don't know about you, but I find it really insightful and helpful to not only plan for the week ahead, but also to go back and keep track of what I actually did with my time the week prior. It's really insightful, really revealing, and let me tell you, there's some nights where I can't remember what I did after I logged off the computer at around 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock. So I really find this a helpful exercise in really helping me to direct where I spend my time, because it's all well and good to talk about financial independence, but the real question is, what am I doing with my time that's going to help get me there faster? So as always, I disclaim by saying I am an expert in nothing except my own experience. All I can share is what I'm doing and the goals that I have and what I'm doing to get to those goals. So thank you so much for watching, and without further ado, I will send you over to the planning portion. I am a very functional planner, so I don't go in for a lot of stickers or washi tape or making things look pretty. I just go for the content and the words and writing things down. So I'm going to walk through what I have set up for April already. I'll walk you through what happened last week and then what my plan is for this week. So on the opening page, and this is my Plum paper planner, 2020 5x8, and I absolutely love this sign. This size is perfect for putting in my bag and taking with me on the day-to-day, which of course nobody's going anywhere now, but I find that it's really helpful to keep up with my planning and as well to go back and fill in what I've already done, because the most important part of a plan is checking in with it and seeing how you're going, how you're doing with achieving your plan. So I find that that's a really helpful process as well. So on my opening page for April, I have things I want to remember. And this is actually a quote from a daily email from Ralph Marston that I get. It's called The Daily Motivator. And I pay $15 a year for it, and it is phenomenal. He sends a different email every single day, and that's his full-time job. I believe he makes a full-time income just from his website and these emails. And it is worth every single penny, let me tell you. So the quote from this email, the title was Activate Self-Discipline. And one of the lines from the email was maybe 3 paragraphs, and this line stuck out to me, how now self-discipline feels like an imposition and bother, but over time it feels like satisfaction, achievement, strength, and confidence. And I can 100% attest to that, so I wanted to have that front and center on my opening page for the month. Another quote from that email was, your choices have a major impact on the quality of your future, and to exercise that power, act now, create the best consequences for your whole life. And it sounds like a platitude, but it's absolutely true that the actions you take now, whether they're good or they're bad or they're productive or they're not productive, they have an impact on your future. So I actually do want to attribute this, because I remember it now, but I might not remember it in a year's time, but I want to know that this comes from Ralph Marston, because I wholly recommend everything that he's put out so far. So on the next page, I have my streams of passive income. These are the income streams I have so far, and these are the streams that I would like to cultivate. So it's good for me to have that front and center. I also took notes on a video I watched last night from the channel Our Rich Journey, which is fantastic. They shared the habits that they use to make them millionaires in less than 10 years, which is incredible. I think they're 35 and 42, and they are officially financially independent. They still put out content, but I believe that they're able to live off of, if they wanted to, what they have from savings. I'm just getting into their channel, so I'm not really sure about their whole backstory, but I really appreciate what I'd seen so far. And these are the 8 steps that they've used, and I will link to that video down below, and I highly recommend watching it, because they are, again, people who have done this whole FIRE thing, who have successfully achieved it. And I want to watch more of those people that have successfully achieved things, because as I fully claim, I am no expert in any of this. I am just sharing my journey as well. And I love that their title has journey their channel name has journey in the title. So the step of these 8 that really stuck out to me, the steps were, number 2, plan your steps to make it happen. And number 4, live below your means. And those 2 are the ones that I really want to focus in myself going forward, but especially this month. So I'm actually going to put a little star. Do this. It's a reminder to myself. All right, so let's get into, this is the calendar for the month. As you can tell, I don't really have a whole lot on here. This will get a lot more full as the month goes on sometimes, not often. Not always, but sometimes. And then we get into the first week. So that was last week. And I actually just went through, because I'm working from home now, as many people are. I like to keep track of everything that I'm doing, because it's really easy to get distracted when you're kind of working in your living space and things kind of crop up. So I list out the things that I've done, like highlights of what I've done every day. And I really am liking that as a discipline to kind of keep me accountable. I really appreciate that. Last Monday, I had a Zoom meeting with a few of my girlfriends from church. It was just a lot of fun. And then I have daily chats with a friend that are really a great way to sort of round out my evening. And then what did I do? So Tuesday, I actually put that in because I love this. This is an emotional self-care. I watched this show. It's a British sitcom, or a British soap opera called EastEnders, and I've watched it every day. It's like a household tradition. Every day, every week for the past 30 some odd years, because our neighbors, when we lived in Bethesda, when I was 6 at the time, our neighbors were from the UK, and they got us into it, and we've been into it ever since. So that is what we did on Tuesday. On Wednesday, I actually woke up and did my workout routine early in the morning. I'm doing Tracy Anderson's streaming live. I just started that. Yesterday, on Tuesday, I started paying for it, because I'm not paying for my yoga studio, and it's almost an exact even exchange. So what I'm not paying in yoga, I am paying in the streaming, and that's phenomenal, and I really enjoy it. My mom does it as well, so I feel like we're both getting a good value for that service. And the routine changes every week, so you never get bored, which is super effective. I find just mentally, the more that I'm working out and I'm connecting to my body, the more present I feel in the everyday world. So on Thursday, again, kind of a light day. I'm sure we just kind of sat on the couch. But I wanted to also point out, this is something I wanted to go into in more depth, because I've talked about how I'd had trouble saving for my car insurance, but I felt like something always came up. But when it came to putting together a sinking fund for things like travel, I was able to do that. And I thought, well, it's not that sinking funds aren't working. It's probably the way I'm doing it. So I started a new method on saving for my car insurance, and I'm excited to share this because I'm pretty sure it's going to work, because it's very similar to what I did for my travel sinking fund. Instead of taking out a big chunk every week, or big chunk at the end of the month, I took out smaller amounts per week. And I'm hoping that's going to work, because the smaller amounts I found I don't miss as much. So we'll see how that goes. More on that to come. And then Friday was just probably an easy going day. And then Saturday I did my workout in the morning again. Did my weekly chores and cleaning in the afternoon, and then we went and did a big grocery shop at Lidl. That's a lot for me to spend. $65 is a lot. That's almost, I would say it's like an eighth of our budget. So that seems like a lot. Then I got gas. I spent, for context, I normally spend, say $100 to $130 in gas. Last month I spent $40 because nobody's going anywhere. I've even read that car insurance companies are considering giving a discount, a 15% discount for the month of March, because nobody's driving. So I consider that. I think that's a good thing to do for them, and it gets them a little press mention, so that's good. Then on Sunday, my mom and I went for a drive to see the cherry blossoms at a park by us, and then we went down to a Walmart a little bit further away. That was an exciting adventure. It was one of those situations where we went at 4:00, which is probably like peak time. So there was a giant queue outside, and they had like concert cordons off. So people had to wait. They would only allow a certain number of people in the store. So we waited for about 15 minutes, and then we were allowed to enter, which it is what it is. And it's to keep us safe. So I'm fine with that. That's how much that was just how it is now. And then I had another Zoom group, which is very exciting, and then my evening discussion. And I started brewing homemade kombucha to try to save a little bit there. It was an initial, actually, outgoing of about $50, which again came out of my grocery budget and was a pretty big outgo, but over the course of, ideally, a couple of years, it will equal out in terms of cost. Okay, so rolling over to the next week. These are the 5 things I kind of wanted to start my week keeping in mind: spiritual, physical, financial, friends and family, and really focus on activities that enhance these 5 areas. For plan, again, I wanted to keep that discipline quote because I want to remember that while it might be a little bit difficult and feel like an imposition now, it's actually leading to satisfaction, achievement, strength, and confidence. So what we have planned for the week, this is Holy Week. We have Good Friday on Friday and Easter Sunday on Sunday. I know it doesn't feel that way. Nothing's feeling the way that it normally feels. So this is kind of a different year. So I'm sure we'll remember this as a year we celebrated Easter in quarantine. So sheltering at home. So I actually would like to do something for Easter Sunday, and maybe if I can get back out to the shops. I'm going to try to stay in for most of the week. I'm sure other people are going to be shopping for Easter as well. But I think it'd be nice to have something special for Sunday dinner. So we'll see how that goes. And I wrote down the things that I accomplished for work. I'm excited for that. And this is really the only meeting I have this week. So that is my week previous and my week ahead. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this has been helpful. Let me know if you have any questions. And as always, I thank you for watching and hope you'll keep watching. Bye.